Working? Yeah, there we go. Bon dia. How is everyone? Okay, sorry for the delay. Nice to see everyone. So I'm Matthew, I'm from Dugout. We're based in London, but we're a truly global business. We actually launched, funny enough, November last year. We are a digital destination platform for football fans. We aggregate all content for football fans, behind the scenes, highlights, the real behind the scenes football. The key for us is we are owned by the top 10 football clubs in the world socially. Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, to name a few. So they are our shareholders. It's a very unique first for sport, and where we embrace the passion of the sport and bring the fans into one place. They can get everything they need for football in one place. So this is us. So the top, this line here is our shareholders. Today we're at 70. This was given to these guys about 3 weeks ago. We're now at 70 clubs, federations and leagues. And I'm very pleased to tell you today that we actually signed Sporting Lisbon yesterday. So look out, Sporting Lisbon will be on the platform soon. That makes 3 Portuguese teams, plus the Portuguese Federation. So very good news for the European Championships and the champions of the World Cup next year. This here's Portugal here, so we have leagues, etc. So a very diverse range of clubs, federations and leagues. And where we're looking to grow, obviously football is a global business. So when you look to the US, China, Asia, everywhere you look, that's where we need to be growing in our markets. So this shows you a little bit about our numbers. And where the business started from ultimately was we did some research as football clubs a few years ago. I was the former chief media officer and board director for Liverpool Football Club. And what we found is fans globally support 4.6 clubs. So forget my Englishness and I support Crystal Palace. Most people might support Manchester United one week and then Bayern Munich the next week and Chelsea the next. So this aggregation site enables fans to get all their clubs' content in one place. Where are we today? We're at about 11 million unique users a month. We properly launched our app and in March the 8th this year, and we're at 11 million unique users per month. And these are very standard sort of demographic, 18 to 34s, very young audience and growing. And here's some of our detail and stats. But if you want more on that, you can find me on the app, and please get in touch, no problem. But what we find, obviously, most of it's mobile usage. And just 1 minute of a video to show you a little bit what we're about, so you don't have to listen to me all the time.
Football's changing, and we're taking you closer than ever. From the TV to the training ground, behind the scenes of behind the scenes. For the first time, major clubs and players are working towards one goal. We're making footballers human again. This is more than a front row seat. This is the home of real football. Welcome to Dugout.
So there you go, just a little snapshot of what we're about. And everything you see there, we film. So we have a production crew based in London and globally. We have production crew based within the clubs who sit within their content divisions at the training ground every day. And we also have a very big tech business, because obviously the platform is really important to keep moving the tech forward. So that's a little bit about us. I will hand back to Aaron and talk to you in a bit.
No worries. Thank you so much, Matthew. Next up, give a huge welcome to Marcus from Backbone Technology.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mark Charalambous. I'm from Backbone Technology, a digital agency in Vancouver, BC. We have offices in Bogota, Colombia, and Athens, Greece. And we're super excited to be here. Let's see if we can get this slide deck where it's supposed to be. We're here to present our framework as a service called Expression. Expression is a cloud-based framework as a service that empowers web professionals to develop and manage scalable, awesome experiences online. Simply put, it lets you build anything, and we mean anything online, big or small, better and faster. Backbone's an interesting story. We've been around for quite a long time, 17 years to be exact. As a digital agency, we've been faced with just about everything you can imagine under the sun, dealing with every kind of client, any type of solution you can think of. And Expression is the way that we've built everything. We've literally never built a solution for a customer without building it through our framework. It was not the path of least resistance. It was hard to stick with one conceptual idea to make sure that what we were bringing to the screen for all of the different customers and all of the different applications that we were faced with had a unity and a centralized stack that allowed us to really leverage everything that we were learning along the process. The path of least resistance is to go out there, use tools here and there to get from point A to point B, build solutions for customers. But what tends to happen, especially when you get to the point where you're managing hundreds, if not thousands of websites, is the scope over time. You get projects and situations where ownership starts to fade and you build what are actually digital liabilities rather than digital assets. So what Expression is really our framework, our dream, our North Star of how to run sustainable, in our case, digital agency, to be able to deliver anything online for any one of our customers and basically be able to say yes to them at all times. There are no technical limitations in our world, and the only way we've been able to actually do that is by learning in the real world on our own framework and staying true to this vision, and that's what Expression is. We're bringing it to the market. It's a framework as a service, software as a service, available on the cloud, fully exposed API. It allows you to connect anything to anything because that's just the marketplace we're in, and be able to take code and learnings and beautiful interfaces and beautiful bespoke experiences that you and your customers build together and actually move them across in a digital environment so that you're not actually creating technical debt. You should be able to build a concept out, build on it every year, use it in a bunch of different places, look back and have a framework and a system that actually allows you to manage backward compatibility, versioning, all of these issues that come into really doing this sustainably over time. And if you're not a technology company, if you don't do this every day, chances are you're probably going to get it wrong. Chances are you're going to learn those lessons. And we think there's a massive space in the marketplace to deliver this to companies who need to be really awesome at digital, but aren't digital in their DNA. Everybody out there has to be digital, but if you're a chocolate company, if you're a company doing anything out there, you need to be awesome at digital, and you need to know that what's behind you is going to power you, and that we've got your back. And that's, I think, a relationship thing that needs to be explored, and Expression is our answer to this. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is bringing everybody together within the web ecosystem. Every project's completely different. All the people are always different. The levels of expertise are always different. Your coders are one type to another, designers, US architects, everybody. Expression is about empowering developers, marketers, and everybody in between to create cutting-edge digital solutions together. It's really that simple. There's a lot to go into in the details, so I obviously can't cover too much in an intro, but we are having a coming out party in booth well, they're not there, S108, I think it is. I think we're missing a few fonts. And again, we're very excited to be here. This is really the first time we're showing what's been powering us for 15 years to deliver bespoke, really great solutions that we've had clients for 15 years on this platform, which in the web world is really quite different. So anyway, we'd love to see you, S108, and looking forward to joining you guys.
Thanks, Marcus. Obviously, you guys have been through like a massive growth trajectory. How have you found, through time, as the demands of the company has changed, your acquisition channels have changed? So whenever you first kick off, to move the needle, it doesn't take a lot. but to move the needle at the later stage takes a lot more. So how have your channels and how you've processed that, how's that changed as you've progressed?
It's a great question. I mean, for us, the growth has been rapid. I mean, we've gone from 0 to 11 million unique users a month. But that's harnessed by the power of the clubs and the federations and the leagues we're involved with. We have very close relationships with all of them. They deliver us exclusive content that can't be seen anywhere else. They refer from their social channels, they refer into Dugout. So we actually, as we grow and sign more clubs like Sporting Lisbon, more federations, more leagues, more clubs, they're referring more people into our site. So by utilizing the power of the clubs with us, we grow and off the back of what their social reach is. So our current reach is 1.1 billion, and utilizing that's really important. You know, for us, growth-wise, where are we going to be sort of in terms of where are we going next year? One of the reasons we're here is, you know, we want to work and partner with people. You guys all out here, how do we work with people in this audience and in this amazing event to really drastically rise our scale? So whether that is through next year, we're looking at other sports, maybe it's golf, cricket, rugby, Formula One. This is just the beginning. So the way we see our trajectory for next year, you know, World Cup year next year, that's amazingly important for us. So working with, you know, not only UEFA's, the FIFA's, the country federations is really, really important. So we're only seeing the growth off the back with those availability of those access to fans around the world through those different channels. It's only going to keep growing. Yes, it's not easy. So what do we have to deliver the fan ultimately? What are we giving them? We give them exclusive content. We give them great content. So whether we're looking at their archive stuff and re-editing it to make relevant archive footage, or whether it's exclusive stuff they make, or it's my production team making exclusive content every day, we have to deliver great, compelling content for people to want to keep coming back. And so if you're a Gareth Bale fan who plays for Real Madrid, for example, you might want to look back that he learned his skills at Southampton in the academy, or whether he learned the stuff he did on the wing at Tottenham, and how you make that user journey, you can really expand it. So it's basically, when people are in it, giving them the user journey that's personalized to them to keep them coming back. So putting those things together is the plan for growth.
Obviously, different model, different industry, but how have you found that for your company?
I think we look at growth a little bit differently, and in our experience, what it's really come down to is not necessarily the growth piece on its own, but making sure that what you're growing is proven in the marketplace. And for us, we've done that through expansion into different markets in Europe and in South America, and being able to take our framework and roll it out into different areas and see how and what different challenges we face. How what we have to build and the kind of challenges and how we sort of grow the tool, I think has been the toughest thing to make sure that we get that right. I think scale is one of those things where there's a lot of money looking for a home, and we've been lucky enough to be able to use Expression to actually fund itself. It's already in a position where we're able to run our agencies so efficiently through the tool that it actually is proving out its own business model. I think the thing right now is to get that right, and then to really explore what those opportunities are for growth. One other thing is that I see the growth, and what I see is an area in the marketplace that I think is underserved are developers themselves. Developers, I really think, need to be more included in the business model, and I think that that's something that we're really excited about doing through Expression. We started as developers. I started building websites in an apartment 15 years ago, and at the end of the day, what we did differently was we always provided the full stack. Never made sense to me to get a customer and work really hard from that customer and then hand the hosting and everything over to somebody else. So that's built into our framework so that developers, as they use the tool, can actually monetize the tool and actually get a revenue stream through being able to provide this out to the marketplace, as opposed to handing it over to a hosting company or just a cloud out there. I think there's a connectivity issue there.
Fantastic. Just very quickly before we wrap up, if you could give any advice to anybody here who's leading growth or running growth for a startup or a corporate, what would it be?
I think about your customer, think about who you're dealing with. For us, you know, the clubs for us is, why do the clubs, leagues and federations join Dugout? Well, they want to do it for a reason, and their reason is to increase their reach, their engagement, to grow their business, They want to make direct revenue, not just indirect revenue. And ultimately, something we haven't mentioned, they want data. They want data on their fans. They want to be able to drive incremental revenue streams. So what's the advice to people here is remember where you began your business and why you did it. Because on the customer or the fan, but also the businesses you work with on a B2B scale, both sides are kind of really important. And if you don't you keep true to that, you'll get to your constellation, or as my friend here said, the North Star. You can keep going in that direction. I think stay true to that, you'll find your direction.
Yourself, Marcus?
Repeat the question.
What advice would you give somebody who's running growth?
Really, I mean, my experience has been that at the bottom line, stick to what you're doing and make sure you're doing it right. There's a lot of distraction, and there's a lot of competing interests for what we're really after here. Making a lot of money is one thing, but at the end of the day, what's also been something really important to us is really getting something right. The money will follow. Success will follow. Get it right, follow your heart, and never give up. That's the bottom line. And it's lonely doing this stuff and trying to do something that's a little bit different. So stick with it. Believe in yourself. And
energy as well.
Thanks, guys. So please give a huge round of applause to two guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks.